Hey everybody, alright, my name is So Late. We're talking about several fragrances I am very excited to talk about. I'm going to be talking about my absolute favorite, and then we'll kind of go down the list. There is one that I'm going to go ahead and go over again, which is the Maharloo. I went ahead and bought a full bottle of that, and I originally had given you my first impressions, and I'm going to add in my final thoughts in this video. So, alright, the very first fragrance that I want to talk about that I'm now obsessed with is Jany. This is Jany, this little bottle right here. Look at that cute little marble cap, the frosted glass, absolutely. Just, I love it. It's very chic. So I came across this on TikTok. I don't even know how I came across it, but somebody had said that they had paired something that I was looking for, probably Campus Beauty body glaze or something. And the person said that they smelled like an apple pie, and then they showed this to the camera, and I was like, what is this cute little bottle? So then I got on Fragrantica, I got on YouTube, I started looking around. I am so surprised more YouTubers are not talking about this. I feel this is definitely going to be something that will be spoken about in 2024. It did come out in 2023, but it was at the end of 2023. So I'm thinking it apparently hasn't caught on yet, but for gourmand lovers, this is definitely going to catch on. So the notes are Ceylon cinnamon, puff pastry, vanilla, almond, apricot, caramel, nutty notes, baked apple, osmanthus, which the osmanthus is a floral note, peach, plum, white musk. This is like my absolute favorite gourmand right now, just obsessing over this. So when I first smelled this, it got delivered on a day that was cold outside. I knew that I should probably let it sit, but me being me, I tore into the package, I smelled it, and I instantly was kind of like, all I smelled was the apricot and I smelled the osmanthus. So it kind of came off like a fruity floral, and I was like, oh, I don't really get what the hype is about this. I let it sit for a few days and the magic has happened. And the longer it sits, the more I smell those gourmand scents. Because originally the puff pastry, when I sprayed it on paper, I could smell it on the paper, but when I sprayed it on myself, I couldn't smell it on myself. Now, after it's sitting a few more days, I can smell it on myself. So I think this is going to age absolutely beautifully. This is so good. This is just done so well. I mean, seriously, I actually I held it into my mouth and I can kind of taste it, and I'm not mad at it. It's obviously it smells like perfume, but I can, the gourmand notes are just so intense in this. Okay, so I am a true gourmand lover, and I say that because a lot of times people will call fragrances gourmand that I don't think are gourmand. For instance, the other day I was watching a YouTuber and he referred to his Baccarat Rouge as gourmand, and I was like, nah, I love me some Baccarat, love it, I'll sniff the shit out of it, but I don't want to eat it. When I think of gourmand fragrance, the meaning of gourmand is that it is a note that smells edible. So you have a gourmand fragrance. In my mind, that means that when you're dubbing it as gourmand, that from top to bottom, you're gonna get an edible experience. So just in case you're new to this channel and you're trying to figure out what kind of gourmand person I am, because a lot of people will say they like gourmands, but then they'll talk about fragrances that I personally don't see as gourmand being gourmand. I am a true foodie gourmand lover. If something is not completely gourmand, I will say it's gourmandesque or it's gourmand-ish, and then I'll go into details about that. This is gourmand, and it's very sweet, and if you are not into sweet, if you're one of those people that refer to sweet scents as sickly sweet, you're not gonna like this. This is so good. She's good. So, the price. She's expensive. For a 50 ml, this is $200. I think I paid $230. I also got this off the Sillage, which I'll leave a link down below to everything I talk about. I absolutely love the Sillage. I cannot praise the Sillage enough. Greta Beth did something absolutely beautiful, because now I can actually try these fragrances, and I don't have to score the depths of the internet trying to find where I can get the fragrance when it's right there on her site. So definitely happy that she has that. Anyways, this is $230 for 50 mils, but this is so strong. I sprayed myself 2 different times I paired this with different fragrances. I sprayed myself both times 3 sprays, 1, 2, 3. And one of the times I attempted to wear it to bed. I put it on my sweatshirt and I got in bed and like not even 5 minutes went by and I was like, oh, this is too much. It's way too much. It's strong, it's very sweet. This is not a fragrance to go to bed in for me. This will last. I took off the sweatshirt, I put it to the side because I only wore it for like 5 minutes, put it to the side. And then like probably like a day or 2 later, I came back, picked up the sweatshirt and I smelled it and I could smell it. Like it was going strong on the sweatshirt. Like it was intense. Like this is a very potent, very intense fragrance. When I spray it on my hand, let me see if I can show you. Like the oil and that's another thing. The spritzer is so light and like it's just a very, very small amount of product comes out of here. And at first I was kind of like, ugh, until, you know, I got to know this and I was like, this is such a strong scent that you don't want a strong mist. And you just want a light mist. But I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but it leaves a shine on the hand. Like it's got a pretty strong oil base to it. It's just so good. And when like I said, when I first started smelling this, the very first few times I sprayed on myself, I couldn't smell the puff pastry. And then after a few days, that puff pastry started to come forward. And it's just, this is definitely one of those fragrances that the longer it sits, I totally believe is just gonna like fine wine, just to get better over time. Absolutely obsessed with this. Again though, I cannot reiterate, if you are not a super sweet foodie gourmand lover, this is not for you. This is definitely in that realm, like the epitome, the meaning of sweet foodie gourmand. This is it. There'd be a photograph of this. So anyways, one more time, show you the bottle. Absolutely love it. This is so far my favorite. I'm trying to think of 2023. At least I don't know what I've loved quite a few fragrances that I've purchased this year, but this is up there, like really up there. So, all right. The next thing I want to talk about that I got a sample of when I got this was Velvet Chocolate. I want to ruin this name. Theodores Kalotinis. I'm jacking that up. But this is a sample, little 5 ml. This is my absolute favorite chocolate scent so far ever. And it's just very basic. The notes are chocolate, cacao, vanilla, tonka bean. That's it. Nothing more to it, and it is absolutely amazing. A lot of the chocolate scents that come out, like chocolate greedy and different like imitations of chocolate greedy, have a citrus note in the background. The only other one that doesn't have that, that's pretty much just chocolate, is Choco Musk. But that's more of like a milk chocolate, like a powdery chocolate, which I really do like. I mean, you really can't beat that. I mean, for like what, 12, 13 bucks. This though, woo, bitch. If you love chocolate, this, you gotta try this. You have got to try this. You know, don't go buy a full bottle. You can get a sample, you know. I'm gonna be buying a full bottle, absolutely for sure. It's also like $55 for a 50 ml, which, I mean, compared to this, which was $230 for a 50 ml, it's on the cheaper end. Still expensive, you know, but still, you can't beat it. And then again, it's one of those fragrances, you don't need to spray a whole lot. All right, sorry, my battery died. I had to go switch up my battery really quick, so I'm not exactly sure where I let off, but I will go ahead and go back a little bit. Velvet Chocolate, absolutely obsessed with this. This is absolutely amazing. Ugh, this smells so good, so realistic. This is like a photorealistic ganache. You ever get like those chocolates, like, it's like a truffle and then you like open it up and like the outside is like a hard chocolate candy, but then like the inside is like that creamy ganache. That is what this smells like a dark chocolate ganache, and not bitter chocolate. Because a lot of times I'll see, you know, different people say that something's chocolate and automatically you're assuming it's gonna be edible, but it ends up being like bitter chocolate. To me, bitter chocolate, that note and fragrance reminds me more of something that's more like earthy, like almost like replacing like a wood note or something. This, on the other hand, is like a dark chocolate with sugar in it. Like if you had like Godiva, Hershey's, Dove, and you had the milk chocolate, the one up once it goes into the dark chocolate. That's what this is. It still has a lot of sugar content in that fragrance, which I assume has to do with the tonka bean and the vanilla. This is so good. This is my absolute favorite chocolate. I'm so excited that I came across this. I've been on this like long drawn out journey to find the perfect chocolate, and I think I found it. I mean, if there's one out there that's better than this, let me know, but so far this is definitely it for me. And it stays very linear, so the entire time that I'm wearing it, it smells pretty much from the very first spray. It does calm down, like the final dry down into like a powdery chocolate, like vanilla note, but it's just the entire time, like 99% of the time, it smells very linear, and it's an amazing chocolatey experience. So, velvet chocolate, Theodore, Kalotinis, I'm probably messing that up. And again, that will be also down in the description below. All right, next, I want to talk about Maharloo. This has been a very interesting experience. So, my one video that I did the first impressions, I was absolutely obsessed with it. Let me go ahead and pull it up really quick. I was obsessed with it. I was like, oh my God, bitch. Like, I was just having a moment with that first initial impression. So I bought a full bottle. This is the full bottle. I definitely like the way it looks. It's cute, little red bottle. When I let the sample sit, a few days later, I smelled it and it had changed. And this is like after I'd already ordered the bottle. I'm definitely glad that I add this to my collection. I just probably like jumped on it too fast because I should have let that sample sit and kind of, you know, age for a few days, because man, the notes went from, like, I originally could smell the cherry and the cherry blossom, but when it sat for a few days, that black licorice, I mean, whew. This is very strong. Like, the longer it sits, the licorice comes forward like right behind that cherry note. And don't get me wrong, the cherry is still very, very strong. This is way stronger than Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. But I think the reason why is because I think that licorice really complements the cherry and like really boosts it up. But if you don't like black licorice, this is not for you. This is definitely not for you, because this is very strong with the licorice. And that benzoin is giving like this medicinal quality. So when I have it on me, like after a while, it starts to smell medicinal, and I don't like that. I am still very curious about it because I do like it. It's just taken me on an emotional ride, where originally I was like completely obsessed with it. Then I let it sit. The cinnamon, the licorice, the benzoin, the cherry blossom, those combined kind of took it in a different direction. I'm still very curious how it's going to do in warmer weather when I add like a cherry blossom body cream underneath it. So I will definitely be playing with this in the spring. This is strong. This is so strong. Like, a very little goes a long way. If you're one of those people who like to overspray the shell to yourself and you're gonna buy this, only do like 1 or 2 sprays. A little goes a long way. Like, I spray this on a paper strip, I put it to the side, and the next day I was walking by it like arms further than an arm's length away, and I could smell it going strong over 24 hours later on the paper strip. Like, this is strong. And like I said, that licorice like really came to surface, like boom, licorice. I guess it's black licorice because it's showing like licorice root, but I mean, like, black licorice is natural licorice, right? Which really, if you ever had like black licorice, like real black licorice, it's actually brown. Like, if you like open it up, it's actually like the color of the licorice root. Twizzlers doesn't count. That's dyed, just in case you want to know. But either way, if you don't like the smell of black licorice, this isn't for you. If you don't mind it or you like it, if you really like licorice, you're probably really gonna like this. It's interesting. I definitely am very happy that I have it in my collection. It just threw me off guard after it sat for a few days. I was like, oh wow, that's way more intense than I expected. But I do like it. So again, this is the bottle. And it's pretty cheap. I think it was only like $110 or something for 100 ml, which is pretty good. So you definitely get bang for your buck. All right, and the final thing I want to talk about that is new is Sphinx Chocolate Citronique just came out recently. Now I have 2 other Sphinx fragrances that I do not wear. I had done a video on them a while back. Both of them came off very candle-like to me, like something I wouldn't want to wear as a perfume. I would just want to wear it, or not wear it, sorry. I would just want to smell it like in a candle form. When they came out saying they had a chocolate scent, given that I love chocolate so much, I needed to know. I had to know what their take on chocolate fragrance was going to be. So let me go ahead and bring it over here. All right, top notes are chocolate, vanilla, praline. Mid notes are orange, hazelnut, cacao. Base notes are biscuit, caramel, almond. All that seemed very gourmand. Sounded like it was going to be a great experience. The orange is a mid note, but when I initially sprayed this, that orange was like the first thing that came to surface. Like it was like orange and then chocolate. I don't mind this. Yeah, that orange is strong. Like it's like orange chocolate. It's kind of giving me, you ever seen those candies that like it's in the shape of an orange and it's a chocolate, but it has like probably like orange liqueur in it or something. Like it's an orange looking, orange flavored chocolate candy. That's what this is giving me. I don't smell the biscuit with caramel. Maybe it needs to like sit for a few weeks. Yeah, to me it says chocolate and orange. It's not bad. There is something about it that is slightly smelling like a candle still. But I will wear this. I'm going to spray it on my hand. I will wear this. I just, I'm not like, oh shit about it. It doesn't like move me. If you like orange, you're gonna really appreciate this. Like, I don't think I have any fragrances that smell literally like orange. So this is definitely unique in my collection. I have fragrances that have orange in the mix, but not, or like citrus in the mix, but not like straight up like, what do I have that has orange in it? Is it Lyra or bitter peach or? Either way though, this smells like straight up like orange, like orange. Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I don't know when I'm gonna wear this. I'll figure it out. It's not giving me a chocolate experience. It's giving me an orange with chocolate in the background experience. But it's good. Do I think it's worth a purchase? You know, I'm like, yeah, you know, if you're a collector, if you're looking for a chocolate experience, this might not be for you. You might be a little let down. If you do like chocolate and orange, then definitely try it out. Then this might be right up your alley. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Jany is good. So, all right, that is it. That is my complete video of everything recently. Jany, yes. Velvet chocolate, absolutely yes. Maharloo is very interesting and glad it's part of my collection. Sphinx, also interesting. I'm glad that I added to my collection. I will be. The other 2, I don't know what I'm doing with them yet. I'm thinking about getting on Mercari. If anyone's got Mercari, let me know what you think of it, like how you like it or dislike it. Just because I do have fragrances that I never wear that I'm thinking if I sold them that somebody might want to purchase them. That I have like a whole, I might even do a video on it. I have a whole little section of fragrances that I just do not wear because I don't like them. Or I just never reach for them. Like they're not bad. I just, you know, they're not my first go-to when I try to figure out what I want to smell like for the day. This is gonna be one of those ones where I'm gonna be like passing it up and then having to like mindfully reach for it. But who knows? Maybe in the future I'll really, really dig this. It's good. It's good. Like the more it sits on my hand, it's very unique. It's a very unique, like I said, it's orange chocolate. I'll probably appreciate this. I'll mix it. You'll see a short here in the future with me pairing this with some other fragrances. So I think this is gonna be really good for layering. So, all right, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'll be making more videos in the near future, and I'll see you guys next time.